I say this as a historian, right? Look at how many things you have from like the 1940s, 50s, 60s, whatever, like years ago, and how many books you have now about things you thought that it wasn't what it was. So give it a good 10 to 15 years from now, and we still here on this earth, God willing, a lot of things not what it seemed, bro. A
Right.
lot of things
That
not
part.
what it seemed.
That part. That part. And you'll come to find out, just like now, as we dissect and look at Watergate, when Watergate happened, when we look at the controversy with Colonel Oliver North, you come to find out, man, when we look at the crack epidemic that went through the West Coast and the United States of America like crazy, then you come to find out that it was literally the government funding these malicious organizations in South America to bring drugs into the black and brown communities. Come on, man. Y'all
I got an
pay attention.
even more simple one, Joe. A lot of folks, the way in which they tell you that they died, they didn't die that way. And
Come
there are
on.
so many books upon books about various people. I don't need to say no names. Various people that's high profile. They say they died like this, but they couldn't find out all the documentation about how they actually died, man. Like, come on. I hate to say read a book because I'm known to be that person on this show, but
Uh-huh.
you kind of got to say what it is, man. Like, just go and read something, you know?
Well, family, down in Dade County, better known as the MI Yayo, who that tried to come up in this crew is none other than Brother Bowtie in the building. It's
My
like pop.
dog.
I
My
can picture
dog.
him rolling. What up,
Yeah.
Scholar? I picture
What up,
you
bro?
rolling, baby. I
Been
picture
a
you
long,
rolling.
been a long time, man. What's up, bro?
Yeah, man, I've been missed for about 2.5 weeks, man. I miss y'all like the desert miss water, man.
Come on now. Come on now. Y'all put your
How,
hands
how
together.
y'all
What,
been, man?
man, we still in the building, baby. Guess
Just
what?
That's what's
We
up.
keep
still
on keeping
breathing.
on, man. Keep on keeping on, bro. We in
Hey,
the
hey,
fight.
hey, you may see me, you may not, but that don't mean I ain't around.
That's for sure. That's for sure. What's up, Sean P, man? I see you still encouraging us to read. Do that to your last
Hey,
day, man.
I'm gonna do
Love
it till
that, man.
I can't breathe no more, man. I'm gonna do it to the end, like my grandfather did it, and the ones before him did it to that last breath. We'll keep on
Mm-mm.
doing what we're doing, man. We don't retire out of this. There's no retirement plan. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? We gonna do this thing until they close that last casket.
Yeah, it's
That's
a
it. That's
lifelong
it.
mission.
Yes,
Lifelong
sir.
mission.
So,
Yeah.
Scholar, I keep telling folks to pay attention, man. Now everybody up because they done voted on the Epstein files. Now, let me say something here. Once again, if you understand the criminal justice system, if you understand the judicial system, brother, you can vote until you blue. Listen, if right now, brother Bowtie, you, I, or Sean was accused of any crime and we were under investigation, you could try to get any file you wanted released on Joe, Sean, or Brother Bowtie. But if it is a part of the investigation, there will be a prosecutor, a judge, and probably a defense lawyer that says, hell no, I don't want that information to be put out in public until the jury has spoken and everybody has either been proven guilty or not guilty, or this case has been put to bed. So all this voting don't do nothing.
Yo,
Joe, I think what it does is I think they're lining things up. I don't think that there's nothing that we can do possibly to get any criminal charges against him for his actions. If there is any actions allegedly
Oh,
with
wait a
the
minute. You talking about the wait a minute before you go any further, bro. You talking about 34, you talking about 34 felon Donald Trump? He
yeah,
already
yeah,
been
yeah, yeah,
hold
yeah,
on,
yeah, yeah.
he already been tried, convicted, and found guilty. And guess what? Those
In the
who love
public eye,
Trump,
in
guess what? I saw a dude with a shirt on, and it wasn't AI. I saw a
mm,
dude with a shirt on that says, I give less than a damn if Trump is a pedophile. And Trump
mm,
made y'all clear. Trump told y'all, man, I can go to the middle of New York City on a crowded day, shoot a man dead in the middle of the head, and I'll get away with it. He wasn't
mm,
just saying that to say it.
yeah. He know the system. He know how fucked up America is. But you know what
Right.
I think? What's going on though, Joe, is I don't think they have intentions on locking him up. I just think that they have intentions on impeaching him. And not only from outside, but you remember we spoke earlier, Joe, a couple of months ago. I said it would be his people that turn against him.
And I
It
think
wouldn't
that's
be, and it wouldn't
I
be the. I said it wasn't going to be the Democrats. I said it just as clear. I said it's going to be the Republican Party that's going to turn against him because they going to realize that their party is far more important than what he is, and then they going to realize that he's splitting their party. So now what he has created is just mega. Mega is its own Republican party. I mean, it's his own political party. So Republicans are like, hell nah, you guys can't take this stronghold. Now let's fight against this. Let's stuff. And I knew it was gonna come. It was plain to see. When you have too many yes people around you, there's half of them who want to say no. They just don't have the balls to say it. And thank God Marjorie Taylor Greene had the balls to say no and stand up to him. But I'm sure there'll be more Republicans that's coming, um, that's gonna pretty much get this thing out the way. But I think their goal is only to impeach him. They're not trying to lock him up or anything like that.
listen, brother, as much as I want to agree with you, and I do somewhat, let me say this. I think it's all just shenanigans. Because Marjorie Taylor Greene, one day she can't stand them. The next day, just yesterday, she was on her knees apologizing, talking about there was no way I was trying to cause division in the party like this. I'm just speaking up for my constituents. Listen,
on, Joe. Hold on.
while we over here talking about the Epstein files, Charlotte, North Carolina, has got folks getting snatched out of vehicles, houses, schools, and everywhere by ICE. And guess what? Louisiana, and Southern Mississippi. Get ready, because Operation Clean the Swamp is coming to you.
So they say you on the clock at the draft. You on the clock.
Hey, you on the
You on the
clock?
clock. You on the clock,
baby. You on the clock. So while we over here talking about Epstein, folk got the mitigated gall and audacity here. And let me show you how I know modern day slavery is in full effect. I saw folks say, well, he ain't gonna come and grab these mighty good workers we got in these sugarcane fields after sugarcane fields, because sugarcane is a big business in Louisiana. And guess what one person said? And us folks ain't gonna stand for him getting our good workers. See, watch this. In other words, we got some illegal folk out here working for us. Don't you come over here, Louisiana, messing with our good business. Come on, baby. Listen, get ready. I told y'all it was a test dummy. It was a whole test dummy project going on. Let's see they keep on doing this because it's a bigger scheme of things. It's something getting ready to go down big where they can issue out and say, we're deploying these people everywhere at one time.
Yeah.
Get done what we need to
Hey,
get
Joe.
done.
You know what I think? I think his agenda, what he's trying to do is put all his people in places. All his, like, he wants like some kind of general or person in every state or every major city. That way, when people start to rebel against him, he can say, "Hey, go get him." Like he want people who are going to do what he said. Like he wants to be a king.
It's called Gestapo tactics. It ain't
Yeah.
nothing new. If you read the Nuremberg papers, if you read anything that Hitler wrote, this ain't nothing new. Talk to me, Sean.
Yeah.
I know you
The
about
only thing is that he has an issue with what he's fighting against is that we're a republic. So if this was a communist country, or if we had a king or a queen, whatever, oh, his method would work perfect. But the only thing is that he has limited power.
But hold on, Bowtie. Here's what we need to read. That's why I got to bring Sean back in and let Sean say what he need to say. Germany, Austria, Switzerland, at the time of the rise of Hitler's, these were not places under kings and queens. These were not monarchs. These were democratic republics who, very much like us, had a voting system of folk. Come on, Sean, talk to me, babe. Talk to me now. Talk to me.
So you a military man, Joe. Maybe you already knew this. I didn't know this till last night. I had a National Guard brother tell me, I didn't realize that the ICE had their own like special forces to it. Like the Navy SEALs, the Army Rangers, and the Green
Yes,
Berets.
sir.
I had
Yes,
no
sir.
idea that ICE had a special forces to it, Joe.
They have what they call a Quebec Romeo Tango, a QRT, a quick reaction team, or a quick reaction force. Hey, these boys are the best of the best. They are literally SWAT in ICE on steroids with military training. Listen, family, y'all got to, man. Oh, wait a minute. It's getting bigger and better. Ladies and gentlemen, calling in Europe. Can I get a call from Germany? I can. Coming in next. Here he is, the hard hitter himself, Broken Berlin. Let's go.
Good morning, gentlemen. How you guys doing today?
Oh,
We
well,
all right.
sir.
We
How are
having a
you doing
family
on this
reunion.
day?
It's always a good time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Um, we got to talk about something.
Let's go.
I'm looking online and I'm seeing pretty much three solutions that are coming from the community about these kids that jumped the mother in Chicago.
Oh, come on
Essentially,
now. Come on now.
essentially, the black community is saying we need to beat those kids up. We need to shame and bully them. That's kind of happening online right now, or we need to send their ass to jail. These are 11 and 12-year-old children. Now, if they have bad habits, by all means, they need to heal. Is healing going to happen in juvie? More than likely, no. So if they come out of juvie, again, they're probably going to be worse than what they are, essentially terrorists for the community. So why can we not, as a community, come up with an actual solution, which I believe is ostracizing them away from the community and damn near putting them on a reservation for about 2 months where they can get away from all of this and we can have actual conversations with the children about where are they learning this behavior and dissecting it. But I see everybody like they're it's the parents' fault. It's the school's fault. No, it's the culture's fault. We have to be willing to have a conversation about the culture. There is not bad students, just bad teachers.
Mm,
So who taught these children that it was cool and okay to jump this mother who's essentially trying to protect, it looks like an 8 or 9-year-old? And this is not just the boys doing it. This was boys and girls. And the last thing I want to say is that, well, two things. Thank God this mother didn't have a firearm, because had she had one, we would be having a whole different discussion today. But secondly, we need to remember that this, if this was a father and his son, and let's say the age bracket was maybe 3 years older, so 14, 15, 16, what
hmm
would we say for that? Will we have the same sort of empathy for that? Because what would happen is that man would probably end up having a fight with those kids who are 16, 17, 18. And then two things are going to happen from that. Guns are going to be pulled, or those kids are going to get their older family members, and then that father is going to have to deal with fighting off death. This is the culture, and
Mm.
everybody, and it's a lot of the ladies who are saying, beat their ass, lock them up. It's the same energy that we got as children because no one thought of actual solutions to fix our problems when we were hurting in whatever environment that we were in. Putting them in jail is not the solution. And I want to have a conversation with the ladies like, hey, you all are educated. Do you think that this is the proper outcome to put the kids, or is it just you being emotional and angry because of what you saw? If you want the actual best outcome, then as a community, and we got to call in the black church of, hey, where are you guys in this? Where's the separation of the kids from that school, which needs to happen for at least 2 months, and get a whole new a whole new programming and a new re-education? That's the only thing that's logically going to work, because putting them in the system is going to make them worse. You need to show these kids the movie Sleepers, make them read the novel Sleepers. When I was a
Mm.
kid and we tried to do some stupid stuff like throwing rocks off buildings and hitting cars, my uncle pulled me to the side and said, you need to read this, dissect it, and then watch the movie. So all your jovial fun that you think of, those things can lead to real degradation. And juvie is not a place to be in, especially as a black person of color.
Mm.
And I'll land there.
Well,
Uh,
brother
I, I have
Washington,
I have a better
I'm
solution.
gonna throw it over to brother Bowtie, but I will say this: you're right, man. We really have to start talking about, because what happened in Chicago is a microcosm of what's happening all over the United States of America, and really everywhere with black and brown folks when it comes down to the family structure of how we deal with conflict resolution in black and brown communities. With that being said, go ahead, brother Bowtie.
I have a better solution. I hope I don't lose no fans or no followers off here. But when I was younger, I used to bully this young man, right? And I wasn't scared of his brothers. He had 2 older brothers. I was scared of his brothers, and I sure enough was scared of his daddy because of my mindset. I mean, like you talk to a young man at 12 years old, I was facing 40 years in prison. But I
Mm,
would tell you what reversed me actually bullying this guy was the dad actually knew one of my uncles, and what my uncle made me do. He said, "You can bully him all you want to, but what you fit to do? Every goddamn Saturday and Sunday, you ain't playing football no more, cause I just play ultimate football." He said, "You fit to go over there and you fit to help this man clean his yard." So the young man that I was bullying, I had to help him clean up his yard and do chores for like a
mm,
whole 5 weeks. We
mm,
end up becoming friends. We still friends to this day. We end up becoming friends. I end up building respect and boundaries, and we end up having a conversation. She ended up asking me, "Man, why you treat me like this and stuff like that?" And I had to be honest, and it took me out of my element because most of the time I was bullying him because it was some things that was like pushed in our schools. You know, this is a culture, as you said, brother Broken Berlin. But once I got removed from the coaching, I was put in a situation where I was like, damn, I have to respect this person. I have no choice. Like, I'm gonna be broken. So what I think the better solution would be is for us to come up with some kind of strategy where these kids actually have to give back, understand what they did, and work with this family for healing because both sides need to heal. So we can't only dedicate the healing part to the kids only who was the bullies. The mother and her children need healing too. And I think it's best in our community that both sides heal together.
I
That's
like
a
that.
very excellent point because everyone's celebrating that they got money to move away from Atlanta, and I'm like, is that actually the solution? It's a band-aid. Instead of us actually dissecting the culture, everyone's celebrating that this rapper is taking her and buying her a house in a new district, and I'm like, that's not fixing anything. I mean, it's fixing one monetary situation, but it's not fixing the overall problem. Go ahead. Sorry.
Mm.
Go
Can I
ahead,
say?
Sean. Go
Yes.
ahead, Sean.
So for those that don't know, my background is in psychology, right? My master's degree and everything in psychology. I did years of child psychology. A lot of my clients were the victims of bullying. Unfortunately, you moving locations might not fix the problem because I can't explain the phenomenon, but like once you're like prey and you're like bullied, it's like everywhere you go, people can like sniff out the weak person of the pack, if you will. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. So it's like they're saying, the solution is not simply moving. That child and that family needs some real work done with them to
Mm,
like redo that whole thing from the inside out to where
mm,
this is not an ongoing thing from school to school. I've had clients that move 3, 4, 5 schools in different cities and they still get bullied everywhere they go.
mm.
So the common
Right.
denominator becomes what? Becomes you, right?
Right, right,
You at
right.
old school, still getting bullied.
And that's hold it. And Sean, what you're saying is deep. We really have to start getting down to the root problem and the root cause of the problem. See, so many times, and brother Washington, I love you for this. I haven't seen you in a while and got love for you, but I knew something in my spirit said he gonna show up when it's and you like Superman, you show up when we need you, and I love you for that.
Thank
But
you.
here's the thing, man, and I have to really get this off my chest, and I'd have to do it in this safe place with my 3 brothers here. We dance around too much bullshit, and we don't get to the root of the issue. See, we as black men, and let me talk to my fellow black men out there. Ladies, y'all can step to the side and let us brothers talk to one another. The reason we are so underappreciated and disrespected is because we allow it. We need to stop allowing that. We need to look our good selves in the mirror and say no more. See, I don't need y'all on a podcast. I don't need y'all doing this. I need to look y'all and say, guess what? I hear what you're saying, but that don't apply to me. When you talk to me, I need to act like Birdman, put some respect on my name. All 3 of y'all. And be serious with it. And be serious. Be like, I ain't gonna play with y'all no more. Just like
But
that. I ain't
Joe,
playing with y'all no more. But see, that's the problem with us black men. We play too much with folk. We need to look them in the face and say, I ain't playing with y'all no more. Put some respect on my name. Go ahead, Sean.
Let me drop one more, fellas. I'm gonna combine the conversation. I saw a brother post on social media a couple of days ago, a brother I love. He said, I don't understand why people think that music influences people's actions and behavior. And I was like, why would you say something like that? Once again, being in child psychology, I've seen music and social media influence a bunch of children and grown people. I've seen plenty of grown folks be influenced by music and culture that influence their actions and behavior. So we got to check the actions. I mean, we got to check the music, the social media, the movies, all the content that we gobble up and eat up. We got to check that content, man. Because guess what? You can have a good, loving, God-fearing two-parent household. These apps control your child way more than you do.
Mhm.
After about 10 years old, these apps control your child way more than you do. I'm gonna leave it at that.
No, you're 100% correct. And again, I think it makes sense when you have the conversation with people who have served in the military, because they kind of understand the bass and vibrations and how things have been used with headphones and frequencies to program or make people. But unless you've actually done some sort of research on it, when you really try to break it down as logically as possible, people truly want to deny it. What do you mean music influences people? That is the most logical A to B. Yes. In fact, I'm willing to say that that Jewish record labels have more influence of Black culture in America than even we as Black people do.
Woo-wee. Woo-wee.
And it's all a pipeline to prison. It's all a pipeline to death. It's all a pipeline to abortions that come here to Germany for stem cells. The death and degradation of us on a global scale is $1 trillion business. We propagate the reason that gun manufacturers are making so much money, because the degradation of us and the fear of us is $1 trillion global economy.
My brother,
We have to
they said
understand
that
this.
you could barely find a Glock. They said Glock going fast. Now Joe a gun man. They said that, man, get it while you can. They said the Glock's going fast.
Hey, brother,
They
listen.
said the price of ammunition
You
going
know,
up. The price of ammo is up.
Listen.
it's funny I say
My
that,
man
Joe.
made something that I said earlier in the show before anybody came on. Sean came on when Sean was the first one on the show today. I said, y'all too busy with this banter. Follow the money. But when you follow the money, you find the truth. Follow the money. Hold it. Go to your church and follow the money. You'll find the truth. Go to your politician, follow the money, and you'll find the truth. Go to your school and follow the money, and you'll find the truth. Go anywhere and follow the money, and you'll find the truth. Go in your own house. Follow your checkbook. Follow the money. I'll find the truth of what you stand for in your household. Follow the money, find the truth. Go ahead, brother Bowtie.
You know, Joe, you know, personally, me and you been talking. But you know, 2 years ago when I was going through a hard time in life, Joe, I needed a job real bad. I you know, I could be blunt. I was homeless, right? And
Amen.
it was easier when I put a call out for me to get a gun. I'm not lying. I put a text message out to 2 people saying I need a gun because of the situation that I was going through. And I had an option of possibly buying probably over 30 or 40 guns. Everyone knew someone who was selling a gun. But on the flip side, when I said I needed a job,
Nobody. Hold it. I need a job. I need a roof over my head. Hold it. Stuff that will bring the quality of my life to be in a betterment. I can't find nobody to help me with that. But if I need some dope, if I need a gun, if I need some tea, some gossip, I can reach out and say, hey, y'all, I need the latest tea. I get 50 million inboxes.
Yeah.
I need a gun to try to eradicate some folk. I'll get 50 million gun offers. I need
Oh,
to know what's
I can
going
give you
on.
options and color coordinations for that. He just wants to work for 3 days and make some money and maybe put some food in his belly. But I can't help you with that, Playboy. But I can give you a color. Great point, Bowtie.
Joe, you know I'm a mentor and a business consultant and stuff, right?
Come on.
So oftentimes I talk to young men, they be like, "Oh, you the plug? Oh, I'm looking for a plug." Like, man, the plug. I say, have you ever paid attention to a plug in electricity? I say, it need both negative and positive.
Woo!
So if your plug only give you negative shit, that's not the plug.
And if he only giving you positive shit, that ain't the plug either. He's setting you up.
Right. Because every day ain't sunshine. Be exact, you can't appreciate the sunshine unless you done experience a little rain.
Now, Joe, we just said last week for the audience, every person is not an elder. They're just older, but not an elder. Every person is not an elder. Every OG not an OG. Every plug not the plug.
Boy, that
Mhm.
boy almost made me hit the matrix up in here.
We
See,
said it last
that's the
week.
problem. Everybody ain't the one. Hold
Yeah,
up. Let me
yeah.
say that again. And that is the problem. You got folks parading themselves around, pretending to be, acting like they're the one, but they ain't the one. And if you ain't the one, at the end of the day, you can't be the one to get before the architect and get the real source code because you
So-
ain't it. And see,
said it
that's
last week.
where everybody got to learn how to play their position. That's y'all problem.
Every person not Oak. Everybody ain't OG. Let's stop doing it.
You can't have a community of all kings and queens. There has to be
No.
peasants. There has to be workers. And there has to be people who are completely happy in that position. It is not a community. It's not a community. Sorry, it's not a community if everyone's thinking they're kings and queens.
Mm.
And we black anyway. We ain't supposed to be kings and queens. We're supposed to be chiefs.
Come
But,
on.
but
Come on.
anyway, because kings, they have a dictatorship on what they'll sell their daughters for whatever. Kings are not good people. Queens are not good people. Chiefs take of themselves to take care of the village. We're supposed to be emulating that culture, not the European Christianity one.
But
Because
see,
that other one was our culture in the first place. And I'll
Yeah,
say it for the last time, the 5 civilized tribes that we all learned from our school, those were the ones that were given the opportunities in white supremacy to destroy and eradicate and enslave the already dark-skinned tribes that were in America.
My brother, you said the 5 tribes, right? I just
The
had a
5
post on
civilized
my
tribes,
stories
yes.
today. I had a post on my stories today. It's still there. They were showing the actual map, the original map, in the 500 tribes. The
Of the
original,
United States.
the 500 tribes.
Yes.
Yeah.
so once again, here's where we miss it. We don't know ourselves. See, once again, when you don't know yourself, other folks can tell you who you are when you don't know who you are. See, that's where family. I love Sean P. I love my brother Washington, Broken Berlin. I love brother Bowtie. Any one of these brothers at any given day will reach out to me and say, remember who you are. Remember, hold it. They'll hit me like Mufasa. Hey, Joe, I heard you say something. I saw you post something. I felt the vibration. Man, don't forget who you are. See, us black men, we got to start telling our black families, our black children, our black wives, our black counterparts, people who are black and brown, don't forget who you are. See, that's our problem. We keep silent and we let other folks who are non-melanate tell us who we are.
Why do we only say that to our
say it.
enemies?
I had to say it, Berlin. That's the problem.
Why do we only
too
say
busy
remember who you are to our enemies?
Come on.
Don't forget
come
who
on.
you are when we mad at
Right.
somebody.
Right.
Mm.
Come on.
I got a
Talk to me,
question, though.
Sean.
At what point did we get scared, that's the word, to check each other or check the youth? Because we're scared to get hot.
When gunplay came so readily pulled out, that's when people got scared. That's when I stopped trying to have conversations with people. When I realized the gun will be pulled out for the most trivial thing.
I don't. So look, whenever
this happened like around 2005 and up. No, 2005 and up. That's when okay.
I can see 10 young men walk by with their pants over their behind. I'm not saying nothing.
Hold
on. Hey, put your pants up. No.
But Sean, Washington, and Cope, here once again. At what cost are we willing to see our society of black and brown young men and young women go to hell in a handbasket? See, brother Broken Berlin made a point. Here's what we don't seem to realize, nor do we comprehend, nor do we really want to have this conversation. The Willie Lynch document is real. Project 25 is real. But as Locksmith said yesterday on the show when I played this clip, watch this. We've been in the projects and we have survived. Our projects shouldn't bother us. Most of us grew up in the projects. See, here's the problem. We can live a white man's lifestyle and prosper, but a white man can't be a black man and make it one day. Most of them will commit suicide. Not all, but most, if you trade places, if you do like the movie with my man Eddie Murphy and you trade places, you'll come to find out when I take you from white privilege to being a nigga, you can't be a nigga. As Paul Mooney said, God bless his soul, from Shreveport, Louisiana, everybody want to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga.
I thought you was gonna bring up Soul Man. I don't know if y'all remember
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
that
Oh yeah.
ooh,
Let me
that
tell you.
80s movie.
Let me tell y'all, fellas, real story. I'm in
Yeah.
the little corner store like last week, getting something late at night. You know, it's some young men in front of me checking out, and I'm seeing a young man with the basketball shorts on, but I'm seeing the butt of the gun sticking out from under the shirt. A couple of them, and they all getting what they got to get. They talking crazy and all that, but the whole time in my mind, I'm like, Sean, get your stuff. Don't say nothing. And it's sad because in our childhood, OG will come and say, "Hey man, stop talking like that. Hey man, stop doing that." And you would say, "Oh yes sir, my bad." But now in this generation, we as the OGs can't afford to just readily, freely
Well,
do that.
it's like if Tim
You know
Malonsaw
what
was
I'm
on here, he would tell you there has been a change in the level of respect, and it has been a change in us, our voice. See, once again, we have allowed propaganda, media, caucasity, and this feminine movement. Hold it.
No,
Oh, let me say
no, say
it
that again, sir. I'm sorry. The
we,
what?
we have allowed propaganda, media, caucasity, and the
Write this
and,
shit
and,
down.
hold it. I actually got that word from one Shana Saya, so I can't take credit for the caucasity. But and this black feminine movement to literally defang us and take away our manhood, because you can't be a man unless you meet the standard of what some black women say is a man. And what some black women say is a man is not what a man really is. It is a instant ATM bank and providing system for her not to spend her money.
Yeah.
I said it.
I'll
Y'all
keep
can
it
get
simple
mad
like
at
this.
me and say I'm the new
And,
Kevin
and, and,
Samuels.
and
That's
she
the
and
truth.
she will rather accept the ATM over moral structure, order, and
Woo!
discipline.
I,
And
I
not
just
not
keep it
not not
simple.
not not only for herself but for her children as well. And I think we all
Mhm.
heard this phrase before. A man will sacrifice his whole life to make sure that his kids and his wife is happy. But a
Mm.
woman, she'll sacrifice her husband and her kids to make sure that she's happy. Um, and that's not all women, but it's a majority of them for sure.
But
But
Just it's the culture. It is the new culture of
yeah,
women.
but we have to, we have the options and the choices of how we want to live within one another. I ain't gonna say kudos, but respect to those that actually live a lifestyle where they actually sell illegal products for a living. But I remember when I was a teenager or when I was a child, the drug dealers on the block would give me $2 or $3 to go to the store to buy me some candy or chips before they allow me to stand in front of them and witness them sell drugs. So the drug dealers when I was a child had a whole, like, their morals compass was like beyond imagination. Even though they still sold drugs, no kids actually witnessed. It wasn't until I got older that I realized what they was doing. But now these days, the drug dealers will actually use your kids to sell drugs, and we'll let
but
it
but
go
the,
by.
but the
We'll let it
bullseye
slide.
That was
again,
happening in the
again.
'80s though too, fam. That was the '80s move because when we were
Yeah,
young,
yeah.
we
And then
you can't get no
I heard,
records, so they try to get the young boys to do all the jump out shit and do all the
yeah,
selling.
and
This was even in Oklahoma.
I heard you say
Yeah.
something earlier, brother Sean. And I get it. Sometimes we live in fear, and um, my brother Bowtie. This is a funny story. So a young lady I currently talk to, she only knows brother Bowtie. She knows the guy with the bow tie who wear the suits and sweaters. So she thinks that I'm an upright young man. And a couple days ago, really, like it was last week Thursday, I drove in the hood and one of my friends was talking to me. So we talking like street talk. And so we got off the phone and then she's like, "Oh my God, I didn't even know that you talk like this. Like, I don't know if that turned me off or turned me on, but it did give me fear though."
It turned her on. She just didn't want to admit it, sir. You already knew to play.
But on a serious note, brother Sean, I hear what you said. Sometimes I kind of be in my mind like, damn, these young brothers walk around with these switches, they on the edge and stuff like that. But I believe I also have a job to do. I don't want to leave this earth knowing that I could impact someone's life. So sometimes I remove my fear. And I start a nice conversation. You know, when I see like a little young man in the hood who think he all this, I'm like, hey, bro, man, I give you $50 if you can tie this bow tie. And that starts the conversation. Some will be like, nah, but you serious? I like that go to $50, that go to bow tie, you know. And all the
Hey,
start
but
the
the both
conversation,
sides.
but start in their mind that they realize like, damn, I don't know a
Okay, go
lot.
ahead, Sean. Go ahead, Sean.
I love that story about the both sides. That's a phenomenal mentality, it's a phenomenal story. But unfortunately, most of my favorite heroes were all murdered. You know what I'm saying? I'm not bulletproof. And unfortunately, whenever you become a martyr like that, all they're gonna do is put your face on the t-shirt and they'll put you on a little post for one day and they're gonna go on with it. So like to me, the risk reward factor of that particular kind of a moment is like it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, that's my own personal choice. It's
So,
not worth it,
Got you,
dog.
got you.
so let us
I
be
feel the
real,
same
and we're
thing, Sean. Like I used to be that way, but once I had kids, it was like
gonna.
again, my entire priority switched because it's like I see how this world's going. I need to be here for my children's adulthood. I need to be here when they're 25. This world's going to be, yo, take a drink of wine tonight and truly try to think what this world's going to look like 15, 20 years from now. Your children need you to be here. So when it comes to having altercations or trying to mentor or help or, hey man, I have no energy for it anymore because it's not important to me anymore. And maybe I don't care about the community like I used to now that I've had my own children. And maybe you all can
No.
speak on
I
that or
just
not. But I think
let
once
me
you end up
speak.
having your own children,
Let me speak on this. Let me
yeah,
speak on this because I'm the elderest of the four men here. Let me
okay.
say this. I have probably in the last 8 years stepped into real manhood and still on a journey toward that utopia of what it is to be a real father, a real man. You can't take care of the community if you ain't taking care of your house. And too many times, us black men, because no one has given us the example or told us how to do it, we so busy taking care of everybody else, we killing ourselves. And then you get my age, 58 right now, and you realize that I had literally put myself in harm's way so many times that had I had died in the process of trying to make sure that my wife was okay, my kids was okay, the community was okay, all my friends were okay, guess what? They still wouldn't be okay because I wouldn't be here to take care of them. So here's the thing. I have to change that mindset in my young men, which I am the father of 3 young men, to say, don't take care of everybody else. Take care of yourself and look out for everybody else. Do what they say on the plane. Should there be the pressurization in this cabin, there will be a mask that falls down. Don't put everybody else's mask on first, because in the process of you putting on their mask and you die, they're going to step over your dead corpse and help everybody else
Yo,
around you. Make sure you can breathe first, then take care of
yo,
everybody else that you can.
you know what, Joe? I come on here every day and highlight a different black hero, right? You know the
Come on,
sad part
come
of
on.
that story? You talk about a Phoenix Shakur, you talk about a Sada Shakur, you talk about Erica, all kind of people, right? Look at their children's lives, bro. It's
Mhm.
like, was that even worth it? Asada
Mm.
Shakur was
It
down there
wasn't.
around her daughter, bro. Look at all these other people you can talk about their children got their own books now, talking about being away from their parent or losing their
Mm.
parent. Was
Mm.
that worth it?
Mm.
I don't think it is. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? A lot of my favorite scholars look at their children. And their children
We
talk
have
about
to learn.
who their daddy was and how their life was.
Right. Well, hold it. We have to learn from the
Come on,
mistakes
bro.
of others. And
Yeah.
sometimes it sounds ugly. I know people look at me, there's going to be some Kevin Samuels type inboxes and some calls I get today because people said, man, I just don't like this change you made. Well, guess what? Like I told somebody, and I'll say it again. I can say it with these 3 brothers on here. I had a person tell me, man, I ain't seen you in church in a long time. And guess what I told him? I had a brother tell me, I ain't seen you at McDonald's in a long time. You know why? Because I figured out that when I go to McDonald's, they get all the money and I get all the non-nourishment, and I walk out of there not full, not healthy, not eating right. To be exact, I walk in McDonald's giving money and walking out worse than I did when I walked in. And not to make that example to every Black church or institution of spirituality. But I'm just at the point right now, I just can't eat what I used to eat and know that I'm going to come out on the other. See, sometimes you got to ask yourself, if I'm putting crap in, the only thing that's going to come out is crap. And unfortunately, some of these institutions, what they feeding you is crap. That's why your mindset ain't good. That's why your spirituality, that's why your mentals ain't good. Because you literally listening to folks who need you sick in order for them to be the cure.
We really got to get you those sound effects, sir. No, that was because that's 100% true of what you said. And again, we have solutions on the table to kind of bring it all back again. When I saw that video yesterday, it was just, I was disappointed for sure. But then when I saw the comment sections and I just saw whatever beat they ass, I'm just like, look, I got beat as a kid. I have many friends who got beat as kids. I don't know why, as a community, we hold on to this so harshly, where we think that that's the solution. It's really a very strange
From
thing. And if
slavery,
you really break it down,
slavery.
it is. And I hate to always go into, but I think our women truly think that that's the solution. And it's like, would that be the solution for you? When you were a kid, did you
And
need to get beat?
you know what? Brother, to add to you, bro, I was a single father for 8 years. And I know I shared like messages with a whole bunch of single fathers. Do you know that single fathers barely beat their kids?
I never have,
Yeah,
but
like,
I understand.
you know, within our voice or within our actions, our kids know most of the time, hey, let me tighten the hell up, because daddy voice don't tone anyone from, hey, baby, to like, you know what the hell I said? Like, just that, you know,
Yeah.
but with what there was a conversation about this last year. This young lady said the kids become numb to their mother screaming and their mother attitudes because they don't know the difference. She'll say, come here in a polite voice, and the whole time it's her same attitude voice that she always has. But a father, he's always calm. Only how he turns aggressive when he has to defend something, either his integrity, his household, or his family. And
Mhm.
oftentimes, when we have to get aggressive with our kids to change our tone, they're challenging our authority and our integrity. So, like, you know what I said, and that often tighten them up. But yeah, I just wanted to add to that. That's it.
So go ahead,
Yeah.
Sean. Go ahead.
This
Let
what
me
I'm
just have
curious
5
about.
seconds. I literally
Okay,
had
hold
something
on.
with my
Come on.
son, and
Come on.
I'm walking, and he's being a son and being jovial, and I see an auto coming, and I turn and I'm like, stop, and and then the auto went by, and then he's like, I was like, yeah, he's like, you scared me. I'm like, yes, because I needed you to stop. And when I yell like that, just do exactly what you did. I'm proud of you. Let's go get some ice cream. Because I was glad that he, in that moment, understood that I needed him to stop. And some kids you might try that with, and because you maybe yelled so much, or you're always that way, that they don't understand that that's an emergency when you yell. I rarely yell. So when he heard me yell, it completely froze him. And when he saw the auto go by, now he understands. He's like, oh shit. Yeah, okay. So when dad yells, it's important. And I think that it's the same thing I used to tell managers. Like, don't be the yelling manager, or your staff is not going to listen. Speak normal. And then when you do yell, everyone knows it's an emergency and everyone gets in line. And that's it.
All right, family.
I was
Listen,
gonna
it's
say
6 minutes. Come on, Sean. Talk to me. Talk to me.
this is real
No,
quick. He was
no,
talking
talk
about
to me.
whipping and everything a little while ago, right? I'm curious
Mhm.
about how did our ancestors before colonization, we had our own tribes and nations and everything. How did we discipline ourselves before that? All this whipping and all that stuff
Sporting
came
them,
off the backs of slavery.
athletics,
Well,
sports, probably.
I'll be honest with you, man. Everybody played their position. And listen, there's always been an evolution, because if you don't evolve, you become extinct. So in evolution, where we missed it, I believe, in my humble opinion, Sean, Brother Washington, Brother Jason, and Brother Antonio, is the following. Sometimes when you evolve, you leave some things behind that you should have took with you. See, sometimes in evolution, we want to be the new and improved, and we say, oh, how mom and dad or grandma and grandpa used to do it, that should be extinct. No, it shouldn't be extinct. You should improve on it, but you should take it with you. And too many times we try to leave, quote unquote, their way of doing things back there, because how many times have you heard black folks say this? And I'm just going to say it. And y'all being too hard on them kids. Y'all being too hard on them. Y'all need to lighten up. No, I don't need to lighten up, because my mom and dad didn't lighten up on me, and look where I'm at. Because had they had lightened up on me, I wouldn't be on this podcast. I'd be in somebody's good prison or somebody's good graveyard. See, so lightening up on your kids, sometimes you got to ask yourself, are you willing to be at the end of the equation? And that is, at the end of the equation, your child winds up in the graveyard or in somebody's prison. Are you really doing some good parenting?
Well, I think it's both. Like, again, your parents probably knew to light you up, but people, especially in our community, we let our kids have freedom to do the idiotic things, and then we light their ass up when the punishment gets caught, versus actually breaking down the culture in the first place. Your parents probably were on you, but they didn't have to probably beat your ass because you were making a bunch of mistakes, because they were on you. I think a lot of times the way that we parent in our community, we let the kids have freedom until there's consequences, and then we beat them for it. It's why we learn to lie to our mothers, the woman that we love the most as children and we think loves us the most. We learn at an early age that we have to lie to her, and then we transfer that to the women that we try to love in relationships. We are a culture of liars.
Hold it.
Boy, I love
Sorry.
the fellas get together.
This
boy.
is a whole
I love the
episode
fellas.
right here. This is a
Hold
whole
on. I got to put you in solo mode, and I want you to say that one more again. If you can,
Okay.
please say that for those who couldn't hear in the back.
We love our mothers. They're the first woman that we learn to love, and we know that she loves us, but we learned at an early age that she can't handle our honesty. And because of that, we learned we had to lie to her, the woman that we love the most. And I think that we end up transferring that, thinking that when we love a woman, we can't be honest with her. There's many men that I've spoken to that told me, if you love that woman, don't you dare be honest with her. Don't you dare show her, what you really think. Don't you, if there's some problems with finances, don't you let her know. We are told by our culture to lie to what we love. And I think that that's something we need to actually dissect, because
and I think
if
I
we want,
support you,
do we
and I
want
think that's
mothers or
on
do we
both
want
ends.
muses?
Hold it.
A
let me
muse
say
you don't need to lie to, because she motivates you on your journey, and she lets you be. But if she's a mothering energy, you have to lie to her because you're showing her the facade. And when she sees the real version of you, she doesn't love that. So we have to lie to her.
Hey, I have to do this because I have to get out of here today. But tomorrow I am begging for my my 3 horsemen to show up, and we need to continue on that tip, on us learning how and being taught how to lie to these women, because we had to lie to our mothers. And not only that, I'd like to get a couple of our sisters in here to talk about how they also learn how to deceive their fathers, because they do it. They do. You want somebody who can get some. I don't know about y'all. Bowtie ain't got daughters. I got daughters. And guess what? My daughters can get money out of me quick.
You be my daughter lying to me?
Hold it.
You implying, Joe?
I'm implying that your daughter know how to get that l'argent. Hold it. As y'all say around here, she know how to get that l'argent, that cabbage, that paper out her daddy, because all she do with them big crocodile tears, daddy, I can't have it.
Them big bug eyes.
Come on,
Sean, you're a rose scholar, Sean. So the book, The Black Man's Got to Understand a Black Woman. Shazali speaks about how the mother actually teaches the young daughter how to manipulate and seduce not only her father but other men.
So hold on, y'all. We
at it tomorrow, Joe.
Hey, tomorrow is Turn Up Thursday. We got to turn up on this one.
The
lies that we have been from a child taught to tell to our mothers, and the manipulation women have been taught as a child to institute on a father, transfers from the mother and the father into the relationship. We got to go down this rabbit hole. With that being said, let me start off with Brother Bowtie. Brother Bowtie, give me some closing words. Talk to me, brother.
Brother Bowtie here. Follow me at everything Bowtie Untied, which support my business. Go to www.brothersbowties.com. But listen, here's my message for the day. Structure, we have become too comfortable with comfort, and we have abandoned structure, order, and discipline. Structure, order, and discipline has never failed us. Only comfort failed us.
That part. My brother Jason, man, I love you, man. I need you back tomorrow if possible. Same time, same
I
channel.
am here.
We
I'm here
keep it
tomorrow.
going and
Don't worry.
flowing.
And my
Give me some
closing message
closing
is,
words, brother. Give me some
hey,
closing words.
people, these children were us. This whole thing, why ends, it's the same thing that was said about us when we were that age. Maybe you were saying we weren't that bad. People were saying we were just as bad. Remember all the bullying, all the degradation, and all the jokes. These are children. These are children. So when you see it, understand that you can't do anything about it because it's our culture, but please understand that these children, even though they did something wrong, do not deserve what is happening to them right now. They just don't. And I'll leave it there.
That part. Brother Sean P. Experience Griot
Yes,
Podcast.
sir.
Talk
Yes,
to me.
sir, man. The Sean P Experience on YouTube. Check out yesterday's episode. I had my sister Eden Royce on her book Psycho Pomp and Circumstance. We had an amazing hour-and-a-half interview. Go and check it on YouTube right now. You don't want to miss it. It was fire. It was amazing. A lot more shows to come. Follow the show, subscribe, hit the bell, tell a friend, tell a friend. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Go light it up, man.
Hey, that's it. That's it. Family, this was a special treat for me today. It was so good to see my brother Jason there in Europe. We are international. Hashtag truth be told, JD Live. We're international. So my brother in Berlin, Germany. So thankful to see him on. My brother down in Dade County, down in MIAO. It was great to see Brother Bowtie back. We'll all be back tomorrow. And of course, my resident Lamar Burton. Reading is always fundamental. Brother Sean P and the Sean P Experience. Of course, we still got the sisters. The car is still rolling down the road, and whoever decides to jump in, they're welcome to ride along. You know, big ups to Sister Jax and Sister Alethea Crimmins. Know they out there doing big things, and they'll be back on when you least expect it. So, family, with that being said, let me get ready to get up out of here and end this like I always do. Listen, I need y'all to be better today than you were yesterday. And I need you to do something today. Bless somebody somewhere, somehow, that there's no earthly way they could ever pay you back. And I need you to remember this. Keep this in the back of your mind. Lock it in. Meditate on it, that there is no secret what God can do. What he has done for others, he will and he can do for you. For when God is with you, nothing or no one can stand against you. We'll be back tomorrow to continue the conversation. Community conversations, conversation that promotes elevation. We up out of here. Peace.